ఆన్లైన్ వాళ్ళు రిపీట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు.
Okay. Audible? Right? Right. Anybody still? Right. So very good morning, all of you. So get ready for the current affairs. Tell me any important from your point of view. Any doubts, clarifications? So getting ready. Now the notification is the reality. Okay. So replication process starts from second, I think, right? Second onwards, and advisable to apply at the earliest instead of waiting for the last day. Okay. Then your notes is the most important. Okay. Whatever you are reading, see that it will be in a synoptical form with you. Okay. Even if the screenshot something like this are there, see that again it will be transformed into your class notes, so that for you it's a easy reference, the reckoner, and innumerable times you have the glance, because prelims you have to qualify come what may to enter into the mains, either civils or the group 1, right? So focus always should be, your 80% focus should be always on the prelims. Then of course whatever the related subject the mains, go through them. And the prelims, there's only one mantra for success, is that it is a revision, 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 repetition, repetition, glancing, 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 not even reading. How many times you will have the glance at the material that you already read? It may be 10 times, 100 times, 1000 times, doesn't matter. Thorough with whatever you have. And in the course of time, add something, update something. Okay. No need for hurry burry. Okay. I am sure that you know the wonderful informations related to examination. That's sufficient. What is only essential now is see that by using that information which you are aware, you will succeed in the examination. That's it. Okay. And related information always important. Now looking from this current affairs of this week, one crucial the issue that made us to recollect all the ways is relating to Indus Water Treaty. Right? This Indus Water Treaty again be in the news because the Prime Minister recently visited Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, as the Prime Minister, you too can visit. And that was resented naturally by Pakistan. And in addition to that political criticism, the legal angle also involved here. So that made us this a competitive relevant question and recollecting this. So what is this Indus Treaty about? Indus Water Treaty. So it's a treaty between India and Pakistan regarding the river. Okay, that is water sharing of the river Indus. Is it only Indus? How many rivers totally? 5 or 6? So 3 rivers for Pakistan, 3 rivers for India. That means total 3 plus 3. Not the 5, right? So what are the 3 rivers? That is eastern flowing, western flowing. Eastern to the India, right? Western to the Pakistan. Apart from Indus, what are the 2 rivers? Other 2 rivers? Chenab. Okay. China గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే చీనబ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. జీలబ్, జీలం, right? జిన్నా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే జీలం వచ్చేస్తుంది. Or simply you may use the word ICJ. Okay. ఇక్కడ ICJ అనగానే Indus. So why this sort of arithmetical words we required is of recollection. Because everything we may or may not by heart it. If I ask you, you may or may not say it, but then the prelims examination you can easily recollect once you have those easy memorable tips. Okay, main those things. And what for India? Ravi, Bias, and Sutlej. Okay, right. So once the Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Jammu and Kashmir, so the one additional factor also you have to recollect is now Jammu and Kashmir, no doubt, is an integral part of India, but it changes status. We are given a special status, now it is no more. Which article hitherto provided special status? Article 370, because that is very important. I am sure that you are aware, but still recollect it. And it has done away with now. So when Article 370 was inserted in the Constitution and when it was done away with. Recently, a question appeared in, I think, banks SSC related to the previous question paper. I saw it. Which of the following is in a chronological order regarding the Jammu and Kashmir? Right? A chronological order there. So, in that insertion of Article 370, scrapping of Article 370 is also mentioned. And regarding insertion scrapping, the years varied. So, which year it was inserted, which year it was done away. So, Kashmir became part of India not at the time of India's independence, that you are aware of it, after a year, almost a year. So, 1948 only, with the Treaty of Accession. Who was the king at that time? Har Singh. Good. If you are not aware, advisable to get it. And now tell me, when Article 370 was inserted into the Constitution, is it at the time of commencement of the Constitution or later through the amendment? Confusing, critical question. So it is there from the day one. At the 48, 49, right? November 26th, the Constitution adopted. So by the time it is a part of it, and already as the commitments and everything is there, it's a part and parcel, Article 370 from the beginning of it. Okay. But whereas Article 34A, that was inserted later, relating to fundamental rights, relating to rights of the citizens of Kashmir, okay, that is either to the marital relations, citizenship issues, property issues, employability issues, etc., etc. Okay, that was done later through the presidential order in 1954. Now, recently we scrapped this. So, which year it was scrapped? Article 370? 20 or 19? Sure? 2019, it has done away with. Which amendment? which constitutional amendment has done away. Again, this appeared in recent RBI examinations. Pardon? Because they had East India. Okay, right. Okay, not this answer. Remember, constitutional amendment is not at all there. No need for scrapping Article 370 because the provision is already existing. Anything can be done through the presidential order. So Article 370 is already existing in the Constitution even today. They are not done away with Article 370. It is still in the Constitution. What was scrapped is the special status for Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370. Okay, the word special status are done away with. Okay, so either to every law applicable to entire India except Jammu and Kashmir. That word except has done away with. Okay, so now one nation, one constitution, the reality. So it was done only through the presidential order, not through the constitutional amendment. So that point you have to. Their choice is none of the above, and you have to keep. Of course, if the presidential order specifically mentioned, then you have to tick that presidential order. Okay. For example, Jammu and Kashmir special state were done away with or done away by so and so constitutional amendment or presidential order. None of the above. If something the choice, you have to give the presidential order. So only through the presidential order it has done. So after scrapping it, the first time, okay, of course, the government started taking innumerable development steps. As the process, the prime minister visited. As the first visit, and it attracted the attention issue. So he laid the foundation stone for the construction of 2 hydroelectric projects on Chenab River. So this made it Indus Water Treaty. They said the Pakistan said is a violation of Indus Water Treaty. Chenab water now used by whom? ICJ, Vansude, right? Pakistan. So entire water of, that is, we can simply say 100% water will be utilized by the Pakistan. That's permitted by the treaty. And remember, this is the only treaty in the world, okay, that is sharing of interwater states between the two countries. And that too, this sort of 100%, okay, has done with this. Nowhere else in the world we have this sort of treaties. Even Brahmaputra, for example, India and China, we don't have the treaty so far. Whatever it be is an understandings, okay, rather than any specific treaties. Completely we depend on the mercy of it. Like this, in every country in the world, it will be through some sort of a memorandum of understandings rather than a specific treaty. But here we have the treaty. At the time, then Prime Minister Nehru thought that as the Pakistan lost innumerable things, let us give something more so that they will not talk about Kashmir much. And it's the World Bank broker treaty. Okay, the mediator is the World Bank in the treaty. But somehow the Nehru's hopes was belied by the Pakistan. That's a different story. So on the face of it, it looks like yes, it is going against the treaty because 100% water has to be used by it. Then why we are constructing openly? If that be the case, is it India? Naturally, in general, will honor international treaties, commitments, come what may. Even recently, whatever with the Pakistanis issues, either Pulwama or the thing is concerned, even at one point, our Prime Minister said the water and the blood will not flow together, but still we honored the treaty. And is it the truth? Has it India violated? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So again, to be more specific, on the Chinap, there is one Rattle hydro plant with 5,300 meters, 850 megawatts facility. This is one. Now the two, right? Then Kishtwa and hydroelectric plant with 540 megawatts. Okay, so this we call the Quar hydroelectric project. So these two again, you have to remember the things. What the controversy because of the issue? These two are important here. So this 1960 treaty, okay, the year when you say something right is the 1960 treaty. When you say the Sutlej Bias Ravi allocated for India, Indus Jhelum Chenab allocated to Pakistan. Here the word except some non-consumptive uses for India, right? Because every agreement, whatever it be, in generally followed by terms and conditions. Exceptions are always be there. So non-consumptive uses, you can make use of it. That word is there very much in the things. That means you cannot drink the water. Even your cattle may not drink the water. You cannot use that water for your agriculture purposes. Right? Directly. Directly you are not supposed to. Then they may question. But for generating electricity, you can. Because you are not using the water for consumption. Okay? Slightly you are diverting the water and it is going to the plant. Then again it will back to. That's the only thing happen. In the process, maybe 1 to 5% of the water they may lose, nothing else. So that is the permitted. Already we have the few electricity generation project over there. Now the issue is why? Because Indus Water Treaty provided a dispute mechanism settlement as well. There will be a commission. That commission will be represented by India as well as Pakistan, and both has to share the information. And in any differences, they have to settle. Still, the differences that has to be referred to the arbitration. Whatever be the decision of the arbitration, that is final. Okay, regarding Kishan Ganga, same thing like the project which is on the Indus River. Pakistan said no. Then we approached the arbitration, and arbitration delivered its award because the decision of the arbitration called as the award in favor of India. So like this, whenever hitherto regarding electricity generation projects, Pakistan objected, referred to the arbitration, all the time they are in favor of India, never ever hitherto favor. So that also clearly shows that the India is never ever violating the treaty parties also. Okay. What is arbitration? So last time we discussed, right, when it come to the ICJ International Court of Justice, for example, which is deal with the cases of one country and another. But arbitration voluntarily is something like a middleman system. Voluntarily, both the countries refer the matter to the third party. So you will choose one judge and we'll choose one judge, another neutral country like Switzerland, Norway, these are the neutral countries. The judge will be the third one. So they will look into the issue and give the decision, which is called an award, and that is binding on the member countries because both of you referred. Even now, right? If you referred any decision to the third party, the middleman or whoever with elder will say yes, we'll honor. Then only we'll accept to settle the issue. The similar case, whenever the arbitration, okay, whatever be the type of arbitration, it is binding on the member countries, and the decision or the judgment of arbitration is called as award. So that has to be taken by that country, needs to be honored by the concerned country. So previous judgment just 3 years back, where India got in favor of the Kishan Ganga issue. Okay, that's also on. So now I'm sure that India simply said, if I have any objection, you can go to the arbiter. Let's go to then. So far, Pakistan has not came forward relating to it. So this is a way you can recollect the Indus water treaty. So year 1960 brokered by World Bank. Then overall 6 rivers, 3 for Pakistan, 3 for India. And what is the Pakistan? That western flow rivers of ICJ, Indus, Chenab and Jhelum. And for India, any short form? RBI, RBS. Any other short forms you can make it. Okay, there is nothing. Okay, okay. RBS, SBR, BRS, something okay which you will consider convenient in a way, or otherwise that's in India. Okay, and what are the states that are very much benefited by the Sutlej BS? Is it Kashmir is getting benefit? More than the Kashmir, it is Punjab, Haryana, they are the beneficiary. Anyhow, finally again these rivers pass on to the Pakistan. Okay. Then the names of the projects right now, Rattle and Quar hydrolysis. So they are the things which you have to keep in mind. So for non-consumptive uses, yes, we can use of these 3 rivers, not for consumption. Okay. Mainly is you cannot use it very clearly on this. Then, so any doubt on this Indus river? Then of course, recently the National Panchayati Raj Day celebrated, because again definitely you will have the question on local government every year. Minimum 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Directly or indirectly, every competitive examination will have the question on local self-government. Okay. So there is occasion to recollect quickly. So once we got independence, what sort of system? A unitary federal, we opted a federal, a semi, right, a quasi-federal structure. So in the beginning onwards, our vision is that we have to develop villages. Okay, Gram Swaraj is the concept, right? Is that word Gram Swaraj, is it mentioned anywhere in the constitution? Or at least that ideal, it's there, right? Yeah, Directive Principles of State Policy is talking about the self-rule. Okay, local bodies, strengthening the local bodies network. Article 40. So directive principles, you know pretty well. These are the instrument of instructions, or just a guidelines to the governments in its policy making, because the aim is establishment of welfare state, no doubt. But these are non-justiciable. You cannot go to the court of law for its implementation. It is up to the sweet will of the government to implement or not to implement. But generally, government all implements, because all welfare concepts are there. Okay. And who called these villages as little republics? Number of times, right? This question appeared in different competitive examinations. Who described the villages as little republics? Republic means you are electing the head of the state, either directly or indirectly. Like India is a republic. That means our president is elected, though indirectly. So if you are electing your representative directly or indirectly, that is called as republic. And who described this villages as little republics? Gandhi only. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi, whose vision is the Gram Swaraj, he described these villages as little republics. That means there should be an election, there should be representative, and they are responsible to the people as well as the overall development of the nation, because you have to bring it down. Though directive principles, we have not visualized anything, and process of local government started from 1950 with the so-called initiative of community development program, right? Community development program, that is a purely development, nothing to do political. Okay, in a selective districts, community development program was launched. Okay, in 1950 or 52. Community development program. 50, 51, 52, 53. 4 choices. Okay. Not before, not later. So 52. So when October 2nd, October 2nd implies Gandhiji's, because this is the vision of the Gandhiji. So in a selective districts is launched a 1-year program and it's wonderful success. So why don't you extend to the entire country? So in 1953, it was extended to the entire country under the name National Extensive Service Scheme, NES. Okay, Community Development Program, then to the NES, National Extensive Service Scheme, 1950. That is the 3 years program. First 1 year, wonderful success. After 3 years, utter failure. Okay, then they appointed a committee to review the functioning of this development program and suggest the measures. And that committee suggested this development, village development required the little republics. A political nature it should be given. That means they should be elected, not ruled by not bureaucrats, but by elected representatives. Then we have the 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj. Which committee that suggested the Panchayati Raj system? Wonderful, good. The Balwant Rai Mehta committee. So we have the villages, group of villages, a taluka we call, right? A middle level, then the district. So district they had taken as a unit, a thing. Then later there another concept came of mandal system. Which committee suggested that mandal system? Ashok Mehta committee. So both Mehetas, Balwant Rai Mehta, Ashok. Is there any other committee that dealing with LM Singhvi? Then later the Panchayati Raj got the constitutional status. In the beginning that is not there in the constitution. So which amendment gave the constitutional status? 73rd and 74th, right, for the local bodies. So those things if you remember for examination is sufficient, and definitely you have the one way or the others counts. So quick recollection. So when it says 52, 53, right, when you are talking about 1952 is what? The development program. NES, National Extensive Service Scheme. Okay, sometimes they use the word also. So this is a 3 years project. So 56 over, isn't it? Then this Balwant Rai Mehta committee appointed in who appointed Balwant Rai Mehta committee? Parliament, Supreme Court, President. Does it mean the central government? And remember, at that time, all the developmental works are taken care by the planning commission. It's the planning commission that appointed Balwant Ramesh. What for? Not for the thing, to review the functioning of CDP and NUS and suggest the measure for rural development. That is the agenda for Balwant Ramesh. Okay. So it's the planning commission that appointed the Balwant Ramesh to review the functioning of both CDS and NUS and suggest the suitable political measures too for future rural development. So Balwant Mehta committee suggested the three-tier system. Okay. Then always right October 2 that we will this. And one more question also. Which state adopted this Panchayat Raj first? Rajasthan. Which year? 1959. Okay, that year also advisable. 1959. Same October 2nd because all the time is concerned. Later Andhra Pradesh, November 1st because again the day is concerned. Then other states followed. Okay, that bit also okay advisable to make note of it. At the time, okay, there is no constitutional backup. So 73rd and 74th amendments are done, but Panchayat Raj specifically the 73rd amendment 1992. I am sure that you know. And it came into force from 1990. So rarely they will ask you the dates, but advisable to keep in mind the date as well. Then this so-called this national Panchayat Raj not celebrating from the beginning. It's only started 10. So April 5 is instead of the 73rd came into force. We are celebrating this. Okay. So anyhow, this you are aware very much. Village level, block level, district level. This figure is for your information. So far, we have 2,53,163 panchayats in the country. And block level, you may call mandal or taluka different places, different way. It is 6,614. And the districts, Jilla Parshads, 630 at the national level. Overall, we have this statistics. Then you may be advised to know how many in Telangana as well. Okay. Now that examination part. And these are the committees, Balwantram committee, you are aware of it. Ashok Mehta committee, GVK Rao committee, LM Singhi committee. So totally 4 committees linked up. In general, these 2 committees only most often the examination. Balwantram Mehta, Ashok Mehta. Ashok Mehta is relating to mandal system. And of course, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh are the first to introduce the 2-tier mandal at the time. Of course, here we slightly changed 3-tier mandal in Andhra, United Andhra at that time. Okay. So there are the few things which you have to keep in mind. Any doubt? Okay. Because different questions you will have. So you are not supposed to lose even a single mark on this compartment. And if you go to the history, question may be local government introduced in India during the British Raj itself, isn't it? Who is described as the father of local self-government in India? Sure? Good history. Lord Ripon considered, right? Then even ancient India, Chola period, right? So the things sometimes, right, if you are able to recollect is good enough. Okay. Then of course, one more regarding government related projects. So 1 year of Swamitra, a celebrations by government very much. What is this Swamitva? The full form? Of course, here we are not mentioned the full form. Digitalizing. Okay. ఫైన్, నో ఇష్యూ. మీరు చూసి చెప్తున్నారా చూడకుండా చెప్తున్నారా నాకు అనవసరం. ఆన్సర్ చెప్తున్నారా లేదా అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్. కరెక్టేనా? ఇస్ ఇట్ రైట్? చూసి చెప్పింది కాబట్టి రైట్. ఇప్పుడు చూడకుండా ఎవరు చెప్తారు? చెప్పమ్మా, చూడకుండా చెప్పు. ఏ మీన్స్ ఏ? ఓకే, మ్యాపింగ్ విత్ ఐ village areas. Yes. So when you are making the survey, okay, ఎందుకంటే full form also advisable. Survey of villages easy to remember. A is not and abadi they call it. ABADI. Okay. Of course, sometimes we are using this and only. And mapping. Okay. The remaining words you are improvised, because now the drones and others you are using. So the technology you are improvised technology where village areas. Is central scheme or state scheme? Sure? Right. The main aim is very clear, ensuring land rights and ownership to rural India. That is what it is concerned. And here, yeah, there are the three things, 3+1 we call it. The four very important is assuring clear ownership, that is one thing. Record of rights to household owners. All villages should be covered by 2025. This is the target using the drone technology. Okay. So the 4 bits from the exam point of view you have to keep in mind. Clear ownership. Dharani portal ade kada ikkada, to some extent that is an intention. So the part of the project is concerned. And survey with the help of the drone. So even the inch you are able to identify it very clearly. ఇంతకుముందు సర్వే అంటే ఏదో తాళ్ళు జనతాళ్ళు పట్టుకుని వెళ్ళిపోయేవాడు, రైట్? ఆల్ ద థింగ్స్ ఇట్ బికమ్ హెర్క్యులియన్ టాస్క్. నౌ సో సింపుల్. ఓకే, విత్ ఏమంటారు లేజర్ బీమ్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు అండ్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ దట్. సో ఆల్ ద టెక్నాలజీ దే ఆర్ యూజింగ్ నౌ. ఓకే, and the final target is all the villages to be covered by 2025. So the program already says now the thing. Then here property cards they are issuing. With that you can avail the bank loans, and once the title is very clear, it reduces the land disputes and efficient rural planning, then streamlining the property tax collection, because that is again for the government, no, always focused on collecting back. Okay, villages rarely they will pay the property taxes. Now they have to pay the taxes. Okay, so there are the few things which you have to recollect this program. And who is this man? Suman K. Berring. So why is in the news? Appointed as the new vice chairman, not the chairman, right? Is the new vice chairman. Who is the chairman then? Yeah, Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman of Niti Aayog. Previously, Niti Aayog was called as Planning Commission, so which was established way back 1950. Now it was replaced by Niti Aayog. What is the full form of Niti? national, N clear. Okay. T clear transforming, I clear India. What is one more I? National institution. Okay. Two I's unnai. Simple it is. Okay. Not complicated at all. Is an institution. Okay. So national institution, not the local institution. So national institution for India. What for? So always you have to make it better and better and better. Okay. So like previously, here now also Prime Minister is ex officio and Vice Chairperson are appointed. Generally, the famous economist always getting appointed. And the specialty is that all the chief ministers of the states and the lieutenant governors of UTs are ex officio members of this. So it's a more of a think tank. Okay, a bottom approach. So last time in the polity classes is the bottom approach. From the top, we are going to deliver the things. So vice chair will, what you call, in reality, plays a very crucial role in policy making process of the Niti Ayog. So now that we have the new chair, so he succeeded the Raju Kumar, Suman K. Then one more appointment in this context, the government. Ajay Kumar Sood was appointed the principal scientific advisor to the government because science and technology now playing a very crucial role. Yes, and he gets appointed. So in this connection, I just thought of recollecting few important appointments. Control Auditor General is always advisable. Okay, Girish Chandra Murmu. Then of course Attorney General Venugopal, National Security Advisor NSA Ajit Doval. Then Central Information Commission. Okay, YK Sinha. Ashwardhan Kumar Sinha. It's advisable to recollect the crucial constitutional as well as extra constitutional bodies heads. Okay, possibility they may appear, especially if any recent changes or if they came into the news recently in one form or the another. So anybody can recollect who is this man? Again, Vijay Sampla is appointed as the chairperson of National Commission for Scheduled Castes. Okay, here was reappointed, right? Or first time appointed, second time. So his time is over, so he's getting appointed. So actually he's contested and somehow not able to, and back again. So as that post is still vacant and he was placed comfortably by the party in power. So Vijay Sampla. Then of course regarding one more appointment at the international level, if you say this, Emmanuel Macron. Now the elections in France, he got re-elected too. And one factor, is it a parliamentary or presidential? Parliamentary means prime minister is more powerful, right? So president is just nominal. You may or may not recollect the names of the president at all, except during election timing or some important. Whereas in presidential form like America, only president, no prime minister at all. But in the France, it's not the case. And France is the first country which is having the mixed form of parliamentary and presidential. Like India, we have federal unitary features, right? Rigid, flexible combinations. Okay, our mixed economy models. Like this, France, they combined both the features of parliamentary and presidential. Till 2015, that's the only country in the world. And with 2015, another country joined, our neighbor, Sri Lanka. Okay, so Sri Lanka adopted the similar model by the new constitution. So right now we have only these two countries in the world, the best example for mixed parliamentary or presidential system. There is no any separate version, we call it an hybrid version. Okay. So that contest also it is. So after 2 decades, it seems he is the first president re-elected after 2 decades. So either to only one time all the way. Then one more thing, as the Gagan navigation system in the news, though we use this Indigo became the first airline to land aircraft using indigenous navigation system governed. Because once you are using indigenous, this is important here and the priority, then later other airlines may adopt this. Here in it into this name Indigo, then Gagan. So what is the meaning of Gagan? Is there any full form for Gagan or just like this? What is that? Huh? Any full form? Hmm? GPS? Hmm. Hmm. So advisable to remember the full form. GPS aided geo augmented navigation. So it was developed by both AAI and ISRO. AAI stands for Airports Authority of India and ISRO stands for Indian Space Research Organization. Who is the head of it now? ISRO? Recently? The change of God? Okay? Make a note of it. Done. So regarding defense, so recently we are spending a lot. India, it looks like we are spending a lot, a third highest military spender in the world. And this was disclosed by okay, by SIPRI, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Okay. So $2.1 trillion we spent in 2021 itself. So US, China are the top, then followed by India. Then of course UK and Russia is behind us. Okay. For what we are spending? For everything, right? For army, for navy, for air force, whatever be the latest issues we are doing. What is the latest aircraft? We got it from France. 36 watts it is. Then one more, we are focusing on indigenous Atmanirbhar Bharat. What is the ship name? About to induct into this year only. Aircraft Vikrant. So by August 2022, this aircraft carrier, which was developed indigenously, is going to hand it over by August 2022. So indigenous aircraft carrier this is. So recently the final trials has taken place. Okay. Then this is an Atal tunnel, right? Yeah, why it is in the news now again? Yes, is the best IBC Best Infrastructure Project Award once it received. So it again in the this tunnel is between and Rotang of Himachal Pradesh, right? Done by whom? Built by, of course, using this new Austrian tunnelizing method. I said 2 years back, right? October 3, it was dedicated. Then one more, we are going to construct the world highest tunnel connecting Himachal Pradesh to Ladakh at Shinku La Pass. Now we are going to new on this. Okay. So it's the world highest tunnel. So same BRO, Borders Road Organization, is building this at Shinku La Pass. That means at the height of 16,580 feet. Now it is connecting Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh. See place. So virtually under the ground it is moving it. So July the construction will start and 2025 it is going to be over. So this is called Project Yojak. So of course Shinkula, a south part, and north part you have the Laktan. Of course these are informations. So when you say this world highest tunnel, okay, at the feet, right, that may be advisable to keep in mind. Okay, then one more small news, the Raisen a dialogue. What is this dialogue about? And what is the theme of it? Every year, okay, generally deliberation will happen. There's a think tank where this Raisana is name of the place, name of the building, India or any other country? India only. Now Rashtrapati Bhavan related. Okay. So Raisen Dialogue is India's flagship foreign policy and geo-economic conference. So generally every year there will happen. So how our Indian foreign policy, how to mold ourselves, how to adapt ourselves to the changing conditions. Now the Russian-Ukraine issue is there. Then what should be India's stance? How we can go ahead, all the things. Okay, a think tank is concerned, and over 200 speakers from 19 countries as participating in the 7th edition. So 7th conference it is. So both the Minister of External Affairs and Observer Research Foundation is doing this. And theme you have to keep in mind: Terra Nova, impassioned, impatient, and impelled. Exams low, they will ask you these themes of this Resana dialogue. So it is a conference hall in the presidential palace itself. Okay, Rashtrapati Bhavan and all the things. Ekkado ledu. So theme you have to keep in mind. Then another Bao forum like Resana dialogue. This in China, and in this forum the Chinese president Xi Jinping has proposed what he called a global security initiative. So GSI. Okay. Then this also Wow forum is in China. is also we call simply an international organization. There are 29 member states are there, and they will hold regular meetings and try to come up with a common agenda for security of Asia in general and world in particular. Overall, if you understand this Bow Forum, where it is and what is the theme of it, enough for right now. Okay, theme for this year 2022. The world in COVID-19 and beyond. Of course, working together for global development and a shared future. At least if you remember this, enough for this. So, how to promote economic integration is the crucial agenda here. Then, recently again, the Birsa Munda is on the news. Who is this Birsa Munda? In history, right? We'll regularly read this name. Why is in the news? Because the Union Education Minister recently released a book on it, the life of this tribal freedom fighter. What's the book name? Jana Jatiya Nayak, written by Professor Alok Chaturwal. So, what's the rebellion he led? Birsa led. What that rebellion name is called? History అనుకోండి, recollecting those things. ఆయన పేరు మీదే ఉంది, అందువల్ల నేను బిర్సా అన్నాను. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ యూజింగ్ దిస్ ఐ జస్ట్ యూజ్ ద వర్డ్ ఓన్లీ బిర్సా. అక్కడే కనపడుతుంది, అది చెప్తారా లేదా అని. ఓకే, so Birsa started a movement called Ulgon or the Great Movement, all these things. So the few aspects of history you may recollect this. So they are against the land policy of the Britishers. They feel that they're destroying our traditional land system, and Hindu lords and landlords were taking over their land, and missionaries, okay, they are playing a critical role. So they criticize these missionaries. Then recently there one more center in Gujarat was opened by who? Who here is World Health Organization. So where in Gujarat, and what the name of the center? As the World Organization, a special agency of UN. So again, from competitive point of view, is important. Global Traditional Medicine Center, GTMC, at Jamnagar, Gujarat. So the word itself is considered the traditional medicine rather than present allopathy, right? So Ayurvedas and all others were taken into consideration. So GTMC full form as well as where it is, Global Traditional Medicines, and who established this? WHO, have to keep in mind. So all Ayurveda, Siddha, Yoga, Homeopathy, so simply we call that as Ayush, right? So right now India allocate the budget of 250 millions to support this establishment. Oh, military expenditure, this will get repeated. Okay. Then yeah, indexes maybe yeah, this is the point. How's the third? But regarding other indexes, recently whatever be the published last 1-2 months, You have Wiede's democracy report. India stands at 93rd, whereas Sweden topped. Then global investment in digital shopping, as that is very much is there. India stand as second, okay, next to US only. So regarding democracy, we are far away, but regarding digital world, we are. Then Bloomberg's recent data on market capitalization also, we are at the fifth. World Happiness Report, because our Indian nature is that no, we never be happy. Okay, for example, you got the group 1 job, assume it, RDO na top, you got the RDO. Will you happy? RDO na collector, at least, okay, you will wait for that. Apart from this waiting, right, you're not happy. Posting, bah, not this posting, okay, somewhere else, isn't it? So there's no happiness at all. Even those unmarried only. So once you get married, again look for. Okay. Sorry, marriage something happened. His or her posting different, your posting different. No? Again, so this process of happy, unhappy, and everything. So Indians will never be happy. So Kabati, let it be so. Okay. And global house price index, you are at 50 first. So there are the recent issues advisable to recollect. And yeah, Mission Karma Yogi. So World Bank approves 47 millions for our Mission Karma Yogi. Karma Yogi anangane, again we recollect some sort of, okay, a mythology, what is this karma about? Okay, so Mahabharata, Ramayana sambandhinchu, but it is not the case. It's entirely a different. Okay, so we don't know why they have given the naming like this, but the intention of this mission is entirely different. Okay, you cannot guess it, okay, without you doing. So this program is relating to civil services, a national program to build civil service capacity. So capacity includes, when you say this, development and implementation of competency framework. That's very, very crucial. Then integrated learning and monitoring, evaluation, management. All the three are very crucial areas wherein all the training part, then later the further, okay, grooming of the civil servants will happen, because they are the main executors of the government policies, and they are who can address the people's grievances. Okay, so they thought of upgrading them in tune with the conditions. Then, of course, this is the information related to Telangana. Recently, the Google signs MOU with Telangana government. For what? For bringing benefits of digital economy to youth and women entrepreneurs. So focus on the youth in general and women in particular. Okay. So start their focus mainly on educational institutions, including the government schools that are taking this. And in addition to, okay, yeah, there's a one more book, maybe the important, the Chinese from chairman to Mao Zedong. So who authored this book? Roger Felligot. So HarperCollins published this book. He's a French journalist and translated by Natasha Lehrer. Yeah. Then one more, okay, issue is that the first district with library in every village. As is the first, yes, we have to keep in mind Jamtara in Jharkhand. So both JJ starts, so easy to recollect. So Jamtara in Jharkhand, India's first district with library in every village. Then of course, in the library, they are undertaking the career counseling sessions, motivation sessions by the IAS, IPS officers and guiding the students regularly there. So human service they are doing. And finally, INR Wangshare. What is this? Yeah, it is the sixth and the last submarine. The sixth and the last submarine of the India's Navy's Kalvari class. Okay. So this simply we call the Project 75 also. So they are built by indigenously by Majigan Docks Limited. And of course, you got the technology transfer from France. Then what are the others? Kalvari, Kandheri, Karanj, Wazir, and well. So India's first submarine, if at all in this case, INS Kalvari only. So this we got it from then Russia. That's what we call USSR way back 1967. Then later, no petrol governments. So this Sol Kalvari class of submarine, they are capable of launching various types of torpedoes as well as the missiles. Okay. So this is of today's important current issues. So any doubts, clarifications anywhere? Right? Right. So thank you very much. So meet you next week. Bye.